Yesterday I had a QHHT session done on me with an intern, and it was not what I was expecting. I'm just not going to go through it all in detail, but I'll just share some snippets of it. The things that stood out the most, I guess, that needed the most healing. Um, I went into a past life and I saw, or story, whatever you want to call it. If you're still unsure and you think it's made up, just whatever story my higher self wanted me to see at the time to kind of understand what's going on in my life right now. And it showed me someone showed up that has showed up in a previous past life regression as well. So when I did a different session with an intern, this guide showed up. He kind of looks like Gandalf, and very old, very wizardy, and very long, like white hair and white robe and a staff. And so I saw him in the last one that I had done, which was 2-3 years ago, with the intern, and he guided me through a lifetime where I was a giant and experimenting, and I built a raft and I went out into the ocean, and then I got stuck out there because I didn't build a paddle. And I saw my other brother at the shore. I was a male, and I saw my brother at the shore, and it was kind of like, oh, well, I can't get back, so it is what it is now. And Gandalf was on the corner of that raft with me, and basically we floated down off a waterfall into the next life, which was me on a cliff with him overseeing a ocean, and I was a little blonde girl picking little like flowers, daisies and stuff on the around the cliff area. And he was also there at that time. And then that lifetime, I was actually in a high castle up in the hills, mountains, trees, forests. Like, it was the only thing around of nuns. And I got in trouble a lot there because I was always trying to have fun or bring people joy. Like, even though we're nuns and we're reading all the time, or we're in solitude, or we're in the lunchroom, like, I kept trying to make people laugh and like lighten up the mood, and I always got in trouble. I remember my hand always getting slapped and being sent up to like a stone kind of bedroom. Felt like a dungeon, but it was a bedroom, and I would be forced to read like this giant heavy book, and I don't know what it was, but I could only assume it was like the Bible or something. And in that lifetime I actually got stabbed in the stomach by what I thought was another nun, but turned out, as I removed myself from the body, it looked kind of like a reptilian, but um smaller, because it felt like just like a human female size, but the scales weren't scales. It was like black gooiness, and the hair was outside of the hair, and that's why what I noticed first, and why I thought it wasn't a nun, like a human nun, that stabbed me. But the hair was like in strips and thick, slimy, kind of like if you ever seen the movie Venom. It was kind of like that. It reminded me of that texture and that look. So Gandalf was in that past life regression, and then again in the one that I just had done yesterday. And in the one that happened yesterday, I was a little boy, and I was hiding in the closet, and I knew my parents were fighting, and I was very scared. And the closet door opened, and I was waiting to see, was it my mom or my dad that was gonna pull me out? And it happened to be my dad. And I don't know if maybe it was a stepdad or a real dad. I don't know. It just was a male figure, and he pulled me out of the closet like very strongly. Like, my arm was like hanging up, like he lifted me up, took me to the bedroom, and he took his belt off, and I thought I was gonna get a beating. And then a scene flashed into my mind, and I was like, no, please, no, not this. But basically the boy was being molested, and I remember hearing like, you've been a bad boy. And so and then at the end of that scene, um or maybe it was during too, because I'm assuming this boy just, I felt numb and not there, so I felt like I disassociated and went to the cliff with Gandalf, and um, I was just out there. I felt kind of hopeless, kind of like, why would I? You're saying everything's okay because I guess he's my guide because he's been in a couple, of different scenes now. He was saying that it was all going to be okay, but as that little boy, I'm just like, how is it okay if I have to go back to that? Like, nobody's helping me. I'm not being protected. Um, and it's not okay. Even if you're saying it's okay, how can I believe you? And so basically, at the end of that life, I didn't feel old, maybe like 30s. I felt like in my 30s, maybe. And 30s, 40s. I didn't have legs, which I didn't I felt numbness from my knee down from the beginning of the session, as I was making my way to the house. And so I guess at the end of life, I had no legs and I was just ready to go, like just tired of this life. And I was kind of laying on my side, and there was this old grandma holding my hand. And when we looked at the life after the fact, um, why did that life come up? And they were saying, I was hearing messages of, we were showing a lifetime of you just giving up. You gave up hope for the whole life, basically, after what happened to you. You kept repeating that story about you and yourself, and you couldn't get over it. And because you couldn't move forward, also your body physically couldn't move forward. And that's why my legs were like amputated from the knee down. And it was just a very sad, sad life. And when I was asked how does that pertain to my current life? And it was such a beautiful message. They were saying, we're so proud of you because in this lifetime you didn't give up, you kept going, and look how beautiful it's turned out, and that we're so proud of you. And I was just like, oh, I was crying the whole time. I was trying to give the message, so it was really hard. Um, but it was so beautiful. And when asked if anyone in that lifetime was in my current lifetime, again, I didn't want to see this, but it was too late because it had already flashed in my mind, and I was trying to not talk about it, but I was like, it's too late. I already saw it, and I think it needs to come out. So the dad in that lifetime happened to be my partner in this current time. And for anyone who knows me personally knows that I've been struggling with I don't know what you would call it, sex or intimacy life, like forever, like my whole entire life. But it's funny that it turned out to be him, and I guess he's trying to mend that in this lifetime. We didn't really talk about that in the session though. What I saw when we asked for healing is basically what I wanted to share, hop on and share, is what happened during the healing part. What I saw was my husband, and it was all very cartoony. It looked like somebody had drew in pencil on white paper. My husband and the dad from the past life were facing each other and holding each other's hands, and the dad was just crying. He was just sobbing. He was so remorseful. He's like, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I did that. I had so much pain inside of me, and I'm so sorry. He just kept saying that over and over, and I could hear or tap into my partner's thoughts, and it was like, man, I hate you because now I have this lack of a sex life with my wife because of you or what you did. But I understand, and it's okay. Like, it's okay. Let's like reintegrate. So then I see my husband hugging him, and then the dad became like a dark black shadow, but kind of looked like the galaxy. Like it was black, but like kind of sparkly. And then he was looking very sharp, jagged edges. So it was like his head shape, and then the body was like very jagged, like glass and shards. And so my partner was just hugging him, and the shape got smaller and smaller because he was just hugging it with love and care and forgiveness. And it got smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until it like disappeared in his heart. And then I see my partner sitting down cross-legged. Again, he's still like a pencil person drawing, like very basic. He's sitting down cross-legged and in a meditation pose, and he's basically alchemizing or transmuting whatever that energy was that he just helped embrace. And then I see him lift his hand up, and I come to grab his hand, and then we sit cross-legged together with our hands together, holding hands. And then I see lines. I don't know if you ever did this in school, but like you drew a bunch of lines and then it turned out to be a sphere, like a circle. So that happened around us, but 3D, and then that circle became like a crystal ball. And then I saw green lotus leaves all around the bottom of the crystal ball and wrapping it. And so the whole ball is covered. And I heard the word a plant, a seed is planted. And that was really cool to see. And I'm hoping that means that, you know, our connection is going to be rekindled, some energies are going to be released, and there won't be that resistance or tension in that aspect of our life. But it's kind of early to tell. I never know. You know, my first session was 3 years ago, and a lot has changed from then, so I have no idea what to expect for the next 3 years. And so another thing that I really wanted to share was I asked about my eating habits. Like, how can I dissolve these programs that make me want to avoid my feelings and to numb myself by eating? And my weakness is like chips or like toast bread, you know? And very interesting, something that I guess I never even thought of, because I knew I was avoiding things. I consciously knew that when I went to grab a snack, I knew I wasn't hungry, and I knew I was trying to avoid some kind of feeling or situation, and I just didn't want to go deeper. And so what was revealed was I saw younger me, maybe 6 or 7 or 8, and I was just kneeled down on near the ground, and I was like just throwing little pebbles on the ground. And the thoughts that came in was like they could care less, like you could care less, anyone could care less about me, like it was a worthiness thing, like nobody cares about me, I'm not worth it. And why do I grab for that food is because I want control. I want control of what goes into my body. I want control of how I feel. I want control of what I'm doing because I don't have control of all these other things. I'm assuming emotions and situations. And the message that came through from higher self or spirit team or whoever is helping me on this journey was that you do have control, but right now you're controlling things that are not good for you, that are damaging to you. You're controlling that aspect into you, because maybe part of you doesn't feel worthy enough to be giving yourself good things, healthy things. And so basically they say you can still have that control, but pick things that are gonna benefit your body instead of damage your body. And that was really beautiful. But throughout the session, there was a lot of control that I wanted to oversee. I wanted certain answers to my questions. You know, I want to know so I can control the situations. The examples I asked about my pup, you know, he's 14 now, and I want to know if there's any health issues I need to be prepared for or help prep or like try to avoid. And as I was scanning his body, like nothing would come up, and I was like, I want to know, but all I heard was like basically like, nope, like whatever happens is gonna happen, and you don't need to know about it. And so that I feel really sad that that happened, because I want to control the situation. I want to manage the situation. I want to extend his life as long as I can, but he has his own life journey, and he will do what needs to be done. And I guess I will just have to figure out, if anything does happen at that time, what to do. So yeah, having to release some of that control, because control is safety. You know, I feel safe when I can prepare, and maybe I can know what to expect, although you can never really know the outcome of anything. And I understand that consciously too. And so that's why I guess I didn't remember how much I wanted to control to feel that safety, when I understand that control, you cannot control really anything besides yourself. And even then, you can't really control yourself sometimes if you're very emotional. But Um, that just means you need to take a breath to calm yourself, and then you can assess and respond. Um, but yeah, that was really crazy. I guess I didn't realize how controlling I wanted to be, or how much how much I needed to feel safe. Um, whether in my own body, in my life, or my relationships, or in anything like that. If you're a very controlling person, that means you're craving I think it means you're craving a lot of safety and stability, and you think that's how that's going to happen. And some aspect of it is, because like you're managing your household, your health, and your partner and your relationships. But also there's no way for you to 100% control everything, or the outcome. Those were like the main things that happened, um, that I wanted to share. That was very interesting, and I'm gonna need some time to process everything that happened. After the session, I had to like reintegrate myself because I did have a headache that was not going away. I ate and I tried to see if that was it, and so it wasn't. So I let my stomach settle, and then I came back up to my office and just did a little reintegration session, because I didn't quite get to deal with or transmute or handle the emotions of that child, because he still felt scared and like, what's the point? Like, even though you guys keep saying, the guides kept saying it'll be okay, it's not okay. I still have to go back. I still have to deal with this. So I had to go back and console that past life, or that aspect of my mind, story, lineage, whatever. And also then I had to go and reintegrate that child, the inner me who felt unworthy. And oh, I forgot to share about that. That was like so beautiful, and now I can't get that image out of my mind. So basically I just went back to that scene where she was throwing pebbles. I younger me, bowl cut bangs. She was throwing pebbles, and I just approached her. I was like, hey, um like, it's me, it's your future, it's future you, it's older you, and I'm here to kind of um I'm here to love you, like to hold you. And then so I told her to come into my lap, and I was holding her kind of like I would my niece or nephew. And I was just like, she was very sad, and I was just like, I love you, right? You know people love you, right? And she's like, no, no. And then I was like, yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I like would kiss her and smother her with kisses, and like she would start laughing. She would change her smile. Getting emotional right now. Um, it was just so beautiful, and she was like, I had to do that for a long time. Like, yes, yes, I do. I love you so much. You're so loved. You have people in your life that love you. Like, they care for you so much, and you're so worthy. And I'm sorry that you ever had to feel this way. And just kept kissing her and like cuddling her and hugging her and squeezing her. And when I felt that she actually felt that love, um, I could like finally calm down and be like, okay, you know what? You're coming back with me. You're going to be with me forever. You're coming back into my heart. And, so it wasn't like the unworthy her that was coming back to me. It was like the happy her, the one that felt truly love. That version was coming back into my heart. And all night, I would just see images of that, her being so happy and felt loved. And it would just make me feel so happy. And this morning when I woke up, I kept seeing that again, like just me cradling her and be like, I love you, and like giving her kisses, and her just like filling up with so much joy and love, and so beautiful. And I really just wanted to share that. It was so amazing. And you can do this work too. It just takes practice. It's a little weird at first because you think you're making it all up, but I don't know if I could feel this good after doing that. I think that I really feel that. I mean, I believe in energy healing and transmuting, and that kind of work works. So it's beneficial. So I don't know how to explain it to you if you don't believe that. But I've done it enough times now and seen my life change so much that it is clear to me that it works. And the people that I've come to see, um, it's clear that it works for them too. And it's really beautiful, and you can do it. You don't need to go see anybody. It's just that you have to practice. Just like working out and building muscle, you have to go to the gym and keep practicing. Like if you want to be comfortable in navigating these kind of healings within yourself, you have to do it. You have to put in the work. And sometimes I'm guilty of that too. I like to avoid a lot, and that's why it's interesting that so much happened in this session, because I wasn't expecting too much. I just wanted to help that intern get their count in, and so I had zero expectations for the session. I kind of just got questions up quick the night before, just so they had questions to go over, which happened to even be a lot. I was like, dang, how did I come up with so many questions so quick? But yeah, so if you're looking to experience this, go to the QHHT practitioner website, search for intern, and those sessions are free. So you can get an experience of what it's like to be in a calm state, that you can connect yourself to your higher self or to that realm of consciousness, and really see what that feels like, because that really gives you a door, because that activated a door for me too. It really opened up a lot of things for me and how I perceive slash receive things in my mind's eye and how to process them. And it even I felt my first session wasn't real, or didn't feel like it was real, because it was done with an intern and they don't know what they're doing. But so much happened for me during that session. My body was vibrating the whole time, and even in the session, my hands were so numb and my legs were so numb, and my abdomen was really numb too, and had a lot of pressure in my face. Don't doubt what happens in the session. There's a lot of energy that is being stirred up and being uncovered during your session, even if you don't see anything, even if you're just in color or blackness. You're seeing what you're able and allowed and supposed to see during your session. So don't be discouraged if you go, you don't see a past life, and that if you're in limbo, like maybe that's where you need to be to gather the activations or the clearing that you need for that time. And even if the practitioner doesn't say that they're clearing you or activating you, like it's being done when you go into that kind of space with that intention, and that it just, for me, I believe that it just naturally happens, because regardless of anything that happens in my session, based on what happened to me, I know things are happening to people that come here to have a session, because they came here, they were ready for something. They're, the timing is aligned, and we met, and you came into the space. So I believe that that would happen with every practitioner that you go to see, no matter the level that they're at, no matter how much experience they have. Something is being activated, something is being cleared or upgraded for you, by you, not by the practitioner or anything, but by you just coming there, setting intention of setting time aside and coming to have a session. So I just wanted to record this experience, more so for myself, but for anyone who's interested, posting it. If you have any questions about having your own session, definitely feel free to reach out. Go to my website. There's a contact form on there. Send me an email. Yeah, thanks for listening.